Hello guys, Isha Gupta this side from the Alumni Relations Committee of MBA IB and we are proud to have here with us today Mr. Ayush Saxena, our alumnus of batch 2011. So sir is a director analytics at Gartner and he has worked with many great companies like Dolcera, Technova, Wipro Technologies, Copalemba and others. So let's start sir. So we would first like to know your favorite memories from college.
Thank you for having me here. I think college is a very immersive experience. I think every day that I spent in the college is a memory in itself because once you pass out and you land into your individual roles and your lives, you will miss this place a lot. Yeah. So make the most of every opportunity that you get. Every experience, every class, every time you sit outside on the benches, every meal at the canteen or at the tea stall is a memory in its own self. After 12 years, that's what I think.
You were telling us that things have quite changed here. So we would like to know that how has the college changed since you graduated?
I think maybe I've certainly seen that a lot of smarter people have started to be a part of this institution, which is actually good because as you guys make your place in the corporate world, you guys are far more smarter than I was at your age. So I'm certainly thinking that the future of this institution, the future of this course is far more brighter, and you do not need to rely on the achievements of your alumni from a historical perspective. But I certainly think that with your batch quality, with your batches, size and your profiles, you guys are far more capable of achieving those great feats. So I think that's the biggest change for me, that I'm seeing the quality of batch to be very different as compared to ours. But other than that, I think the rest of the college is the same, the buildings and everything else is the same, which is also good because that's what nostalgia is all about, right? You want to come back and see that familiar that familiar sight. You do not want to see something else. So that's what I think.
Thank you, sir. So now, how did your time at DSC shape your career path?
It helped me a lot, honestly, because especially in DSC, in the Department of Commerce, you in a way are on your own. So that gives you a lot of independence, freedom to take decisions, and your ability to take decisions actually starts from today, right here, right now. So I think it makes you more independent. It gives you a little bit more view of what's happening around. And of course, I didn't realize it at that time, but today, the library that you have access to, do not underestimate it. It's like the place to be, honestly.
Okay, sir. So now, what were the biggest challenges you faced during your college career?
Challenges, I would say, I think at our time, MIB wasn't that established. It didn't have a lot of alumni base. They were still building on it. So I think to tell the world about this institution, this college in itself was a challenge. But I think over the past 12 years, ever since I think I've passed out of the institution, things have become much more better. People recognize the institution, people recognize the college, and I think every batch, all of your alumni have done their part to create that legacy. But you are the custodians of it right now, and there's a lot on your shoulders to be taking it to the next level.
Sure. Okay, sir. So now we want to know the skills and knowledge that you gained here that helped in your career.
Yeah, I think the first thing that I gained was, for example, as a part of the alumni committee myself, to put a database of the alumni in place, especially for the previous batches. So my in the corporate world, we swear by the rule of getting the job done. So my first instance of doing that actually happened here when I was a part of some of the committees. So I think getting the job done is a life skill, and maybe my first instance of doing that was here. All my technical skills were something that I learned on the job. Otherwise,
How do you manage your role at the company?
how do I manage my role at the
Yes.
company? My role is a very dynamic role. It involves managing people. It involves strategizing. It involves, discussions and intermingling with a lot of parallel teams. I mean, I manage it very dynamically. Sometimes I have to focus more on one aspect as compared to the other, and that's also a skill that you learn eventually. That at a point in time you'll be working on 10 different things. How do you strategize your time? Where do you invest at a particular day? And maybe what you've done today, maybe tomorrow you have to do something different. And so managing your time and multitasking is a is a is a skill that I think shapes up my role in my current organization. But I think I was trained for it long back, including the time that I spent here, managing my studies and the alumni committee work, and getting all the events done. So that's also a form of multitasking. So you pick up life skills here, which shape up not just your career but your life going forward.
Okay. What prompted you to switch job? As we have seen that you worked with quite a lot of companies. So, what prompted you to switch job, and what are the things that you see before leaving a company?
So I think since the last 9 years, I'm with Gartner, and I'm pretty in a pretty good position in terms of meeting my aspirations, and therefore I intend to stay there. I think what's important for me and maybe for everyone else exactly would be, uh, I mean. Are they getting value out of their role? As far as that is happening, it's okay to stay in that organization, grow, and continue to evolve your role, continue to evolve your life's philosophy along with your role. But the moment you think that you've hit a dead end and there is no scope to horizontally or vertically grow in your role, that is where people usually stay in their jobs. But I would say eventually land up in an organization where your leadership is open to different ideas, working philosophies, and has enough room for growth. And growth doesn't mean vertical, sometimes it also means horizontal. Till the time you're getting value out of your role, it makes sense to stay there.
Okay, that's a great insight. And what are the things that you think you should have focused more now that you have worked in the industry? So,
Yeah, from the industry perspective, I think it's like I said, what is important is to get a job done at your level or at any level. Do not think about what task is being given to you. Just make sure that you're concluding that task, because when you do that you build a credibility, a name for yourself, and then higher opportunities come to you. But I think the biggest mistake that a lot of people, especially young aspirants out of MBA colleges, do is to they bucketize themselves as, okay, I think I have an MBA and I think I only want to do this particular role, maybe a managerial role or something like that. I don't think world works like this. You have to cut ties, you have to prove your worth, you have to get the job done, and therefore reach where you want to reach. Nothing gets served in platters. You have to build your credibility one day at a time.
definitely. And so, what is the next big thing in the upcoming decade in your industry?
Well, it has to be Gen AI. There are no second thoughts about it. My role is directly linked to it, and my work is very much influenced by Gen AI. And there are only two ways to look at it: you make friends with it, or you make it as a foe. If you make friends with it, you will figure out so many opportunities that you can tap, and that's my advice to anyone in the college as well. New technologies, emerging technologies, make friends with them, learn them, master them, prepare yourself for the future by looking at the emerging tech scenario today.
Sure, sir. And so we would like to know any ethical dilemma you have faced during your career.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, specifically, I would say about acquisition of data. In some of those cases, becomes a ethical challenge. But I think, we all need to be abiding by one golden rule that ethics and governance are paramount. And do not we I mean like maybe as students we may be tempted to do certain things, or acquire certain data points, because there are no checks and balances, but that is not how corporations work. Governance and ethical structures are pretty strong, and we need to be aware of them, and we need to be in convenience with them as compared to not being known totally about those structures.
So what are you passionate about outside of your career?
I mean, I think outside my career, my passions keep on changing depending on my situation. At this point of time, my passion is as I mean it's as small and simple as caring about my kids, seeing them grow. That's maybe spending more time with them. Maybe that's my immediate passion right now. But they keep on changing. If my kids will grow, I'll have different passions. That's what it is all about.
That's a genuine answer. So, what are your career aspirations in the future?
Well, I am certainly seeing this field evolving very rapidly with the advent of Gen AI. My career aspirations are certainly linked to the evolution roadmap of emerging technologies. So, I will align my career journey to how the emerging tech landscape shapes up, and therefore what are the opportunities, or what are the strategies that I could adopt or grow myself on. My career aspirations would be linked to that.
Great. Um, okay, sir. So, the last question. So, any advice for the current DSC students?
Yeah, I mean, like a couple of things. One, of course, from my own example, is that you don't know where you want to be in a couple of years, and don't fret too much about it. Just enjoy this campus life. I mean, be aware, do the right things, be aware, and you will certainly take your own journey. Every one of you will take your own journey and will be guided by the outcomes of your journey, and let that journey happen at the right time. Come with an open mind, and keep all the options open, because you never know where you may land up in the future. But being the ability to absorb everything and being the jack of all trades at this point of time will certainly help you in making more informed career decisions later on.
Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure, actually.
That was really very insightful session
Thank you.
with you. We are really grateful for that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for your
The
time.
pleasure is all mine. I'm very happy to be back here and to meet you guys. Being a part of this family is a great opportunity. It's also a big responsibility. So I want to discharge my responsibilities well, and hopefully set the right tone, right template for the future generations who come out of this esteemed institution.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.